So you want to throw a party.
And not only are we having a party, but we're going to have swag bags for all the guests.
We've got Jason from Fusion Events. Thank you, sir, for coming in. I know that you are very busy planning all kinds of events around the Valley, but you're also planning an event for some of our listeners.
You're absolutely right, Sarah. We are putting together a party for 12 of you and your closest friends, family, colleagues, whoever it is.
Whatever.
There's room for 12.
Yes.
And we're going to make it
at 2nd Street.
I'm just thinking about those little
their appetizers are so
bruschetta.
Oh my gosh. If you have not been in a while, head over to kffm.com. You can enter to win right now. I'll put a gallery of all their delicious appetizers because you're getting appetizers, you're getting some drinks. We're going to have some decorations. There's going to be an area for you. So there's a couple of dates that you can choose from. So big shout out to 2nd Street.
Yes, 2nd Street all the way.
All the way. And why we're doing this is because if you want to throw a party, we have got a professional in the building that breaks down the importance of the little things that maybe you have forgotten to do. Like, what did you bring when you walked in here today?
Well, I brought you a bottle of Cherry Brut because it's local.
Yes.
And for me, it always represents a good time.
Cheers.
And so I'm a big advocate of bringing little gifts. Rosé's my personal favorite, but I thought you might like the Brut. One thing that we're going to be doing for this party at 2nd Street is putting together swag bags. Yes. I love a swag bag. About 2 months ago, Sarah
joined me
for a birthday ride.
Yeah.
And I had swag bags.
You did. I absolutely loved it. Like my husband, he stole the cookie.
So I am a big advocate for making sure that there's a little something that you send with your guests. It doesn't have to be anything large. It could be something just simple like the leftovers from the meal you just had.
Yes, that you were saying a friend of yours like buys the fancy takeout stuff from Amazon and then like loads everybody up. So that's like an expected thing when you go to their house.
Absolutely. She's not someone who likes leftovers, so she likes to share the wealth. You know, she dispenses all the food equally and then sends it out the door so she doesn't have to do anything but wash the dishes. You know?
That's a brilliant idea, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. And the swag bags that we're putting together have many different elements that are going to be going into them that will actually celebrate the Valley and really give some love to some amazing brands in our community.
Yeah.
Be enjoyable as
well. Are we surprising them? I don't want to give away what's in a swag bag, but if you wouldn't mind giving a couple of different places you love to go to, because I love that idea of providing local elements. So like it could be your thing, like candles. I would go with Rooted. I know you love Rooted candles too.
I love Rooted candles. One of my go-to places when I am doing a swag bag is I love the Yakima Ship Shop.
Yes.
Because they have that whole wall of goodies that you can pick and choose from. And they definitely have one of my favorite candles. So being able to add the Rooted in Collective candles, or, you know, we have a lot of different coffee companies here in town. So getting little gift cards of like maybe $5 or $10 increments so that someone can go get a drink for themselves. I love being able to take kind of my favorite things in that moment and putting them collectively into a bag, whether it be branded by a business that you're representing or having like little swag bags that you make with your Cricut machine or buying a brown craft paper bag, which is just as cute. You know, I have some brides recently have asked me, how do I invite my attendants and what can I do to make it extra special?
Yes.
And so putting together like little boxes of invitations to be able to extend an invitation for someone to be a part of their wedding, or what do you give your guests as they're leaving your wedding? That's a signature of who you are as a couple.
Ooh, do you have some ideas for that?
I do. I love the little coins, little silver coins. I had a couple that gave out the little angel coin so that whenever you rubbed that coin in your pocket, it made you think of them and maybe helped get you through a difficult time. I've had people give bottles of champagne, maybe even miniature bottles that the labels were personalized for their event.
Yeah.
I had an event in Spokane a few weeks ago where we brought bottled water with personalized labels, and then we had cookies from Yakima.
Oh, cool.
And we had other little tchotchkes that we added in that were kind of personal to the couple. I think when you're able to like create that little extra element that invites people into who you are a little bit, it actually personalizes the experience and it allows them to feel as though they're a little bit more connected. And then there's appreciation as well that you thought of them.
You've created an awesome awesome memory. And you shouldn't get stressed out about these things because these are the added things that make it really, really fun.
Absolutely. And I don't think that you necessarily need to put a value to it. It could be one thing. It could be a little tiny bag with a couple of things. It could be whatever reflects who you are as a host or as a couple even.
I love that. So start making your list of the things that you would maybe personalize. I would love to hear them. At me, Sarah J. the DJ, and I'll add it to the list so that way everybody in the Valley can have some good stuff to pull from. Also follow Fusion Events on social media and his website as well.
Yes, absolutely. I will tell you that this idea did not come from me originally. I was a big fan of the Oprah Winfrey Show, and every year she would do her favorite things.
Yes.
And so when I was hosting a party one year, I thought, what can I give back? And I thought, oh, let's do a littler version, budget conscious version,
a mini
of
version
Oprah's favorite things.
I like that.
I know that for our swag bags for this giveaway,
Yes.
excited about the swag bags that we're assembling for this party giveaway because we're really reaching deep and asking for some of the local vendors to contribute. And I can't help but be a little jealous by these swag bags because I might have to create one for myself.
Oh, dang. Yes, please. You do it. You deserve it.
Thanks.
If you're a business out there and you're like, well, I want to be in this swag bag, at me, Sarah J. the DJ. Let's see what we can do.
When we talk about swag bags for parties, I think we can talk about them on different levels. So we
Okay.
know that like at Christmas or certain holidays, parents are busy thinking of what they're going to get their teachers for the holiday vacation or what you're going to give your boss as a gift or your friends. And so one of my favorite events in town to attend is the YWC Leadership Luncheon.
Yeah.
It's such an incredible experience to be able to hear the stories and the successes of the people in our community. But there was one year when one of my friends was putting little gifts on the tables, and I was like, oh, what are those all about? And she said, oh, I bring a little gift. So we started this little friendly competition of who can bring the better swag bag to their guests. So I always kind of refer to my favorite things for the year. Also, how do we show appreciation to, teachers, colleagues, like the mail person?
Right.
What do we do with the mail
That's
person?
awfully
They
kind of
deliver
you.
mail every day through a lot of snow, rain sometimes,
Yeah.
and the wind right now.
And animals and ugh.
Yeah. So,
Lots of stuff.
whether it's a coffee card to keep them warm, just a little something to say, hey, I appreciate you. I'm thinking of you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we all like those special moments, realize that people are thinking of us.
It's true. And it changes everybody's mood when you're doing those things. So imagine if all of us did that, then you're probably going to get some cool stuff too. So
Right. One of my favorite moments is, it wasn't a favorite moment as much as the experience was
Yeah.
good. I had a birthday in 2020 and my friends arranged this amazing birthday parade and the gifts just kind of showed up all day long.
Oh my
Food that was being
gosh.
delivered, anything that people thought would be helpful in being able to celebrate at the beginning of the pandemic. And so being able to pay that forward throughout the last couple of years has been really a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Making people feel extra special in a time that we weren't able to get together. Think outside the box.
yes.
If you don't have that capacity to think outside the box, just think about what you would like to receive. Because a lot of times what we extend to others is really what we want extended to us.
Oh, true story. Gift certificate to the bookstore.
I'm all about Essenzia's flourless peanut butter cookie.
My gosh.
I can only have a couple a week, but it brings me so much joy. And it's the simplest little thing,
Right.
but it's
but
so good.
fancy. They're
Yeah.
bordelais. That bread. Stop it.
Gosh. I was in a conversation with a bride that's getting married in 2024.
Ooh.
So she's really planning ahead. And she was talking about the something borrowed, the something new, the something blue, sixpence in my shoe. And so we talked about little special elements that she would like to receive for each of those categories.
Oh.
One of the things was there's a special coin in her family that has been passed around to different brides. And so,
love that.
creating that moment for her and her father to have that exchange. So when we think about passing on gifts
Yeah.
or traditions or
Yes.
swag bags, infusing that special little element of yourself into that experience. We know that when we pass a couple off to the photographer,
Right.
how do we create that environment that allows them to have that moment together before all the guests start showing up? When you're wanting to ask your sister or your best friend to be your maid of honor, or you're asking your brother or your best friend to be your best man, attendants in general, what are some creative ways that you could have fun with inviting them? I have a couple recently that the bride insisted that the groom send something to his best men.
Oh, wow.
And so he wrote a letter and put $10 in it and said, my future wife insisted that I extend an invitation to you instead of calling or texting. And here's $10 to pay you back for the time that is wasted.
Oh, I love that. I love that. But even for a guy, right, you'd be very excited going the extra little mile. It really didn't cost you that much, and
Right.
they're going to remember that forever.
And also being mindful that you want to be able to spend money in other areas.
Right.
So being budget conscious of like, it'd be great to be able to go out and buy everybody a robe that they're wearing as
Oh,
you're
for
getting
sure.
ready.
Yeah.
But if you can't do that, maybe like a water bottle that they can have their special drink in.
Yeah.
Or, a tote bag to carry all their stuff around in. Be creative and thoughtful and like what you think might fit that person that you're extending that gift to as well.
Exactly. Be unique.
Flourless peanut butter cookies.
A cookie is always
Strawberry.
good. And we've got some amazing cookie places that if you plan ahead and you tell them what you want, oh my gosh, the things that people are creating these
Just
days.
knock it out of the park. Yeah.
Exactly.
I was
love
meeting
that.
with a baker yesterday for one of my upcoming events.
What a fun job. I was meeting with a baker. I was over here. At
And my biggest objective is to walk out with nothing in hand.
Fair.
So I go in going, I know that I'm going to want something.
Yes.
But I really need to walk out with nothing. But yesterday I left with a snickerdoodle cookie.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the best 15 minutes of my life yesterday.
You slowly ate that thing, cherished every bite, and put a pin in that one for a swag bag, because definitely a snickerdoodle should always be in a swag bag.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sarah,
Yes.
what would be in your swag bag?
I think probably music. Maybe I could put a little like thumb drive with some of my favorite jams, or create a playlist for, I don't know. I think I would do
I
something
love
like
that. I love that. For my 50th birthday, while we were still in the pandemic, I created a QR code with a playlist inviting people to join me and dance.
Oh my
If we couldn't
gosh.
be together, let's dance separately. And the response was incredible. So I love the idea of putting together
Yes.
a playlist, because we invite people into our world and different genres of music that we wouldn't necessarily
Yeah.
listen to. Like right now, Kate Bush's song is blowing
Oh,
up.
I
But that was one of my
know.
favorite songs when I was growing up in the 80s.
Yeah,
So I
it's-
love seeing things come back around.
Oh, that's so cool. We're on the same page. And you have to teach me how to do that QR code, because I love hearing what other people are listening to, because there's always a song on there. You're like, who is that artist? What is this song? And music just changes everything.
Absolutely. We were at the Stevie Nicks concert, and there were so
Oh
many
my
songs that took me back to my childhood of like my mother cleaning the house on a Saturday morning or just driving around in the car. And so I think anytime we can capture memories, there's even that extra little level of touch point that make people feel special when they receive a
For
gift.
sure. Oh, I love that.
There are so many companies in Yakima or the Valley itself that can make customized cookies. Recently, Yum Cookies did some customized cookies for an event that I had. And everyone just sat around looking at these cookies, afraid to eat them because they were so beautiful. But we all knew that they were just as delicious as they looked.
And they were?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh,
I may have
love
had a
it.
little nibble off of one.
Right? It is insane, the talent that we've got locally. So don't go to the big box stores.
Yeah, think of all the places that you go to receive your own services, whether it's
Yeah.
your haircut, massages, pedicures, manicures, or places that you would refer other people to go to for services that they're looking for. And then go in and see, can you buy like little sample products? Can you buy little increment gift cards?
Because they do have a lot of that stuff.
Absolutely.
Maybe it's not out on the shelf, but if you said, hey, this is what I want to do, they're like, I got you.
Yeah, or if there's like a particular candle that you love the scent of, they may have a smaller version of it that is more affordable.
Or even wild thought, signature scents. What? I mean, that's getting kind of fancy. How cool would that be? Like your event has a certain smell to it that anytime you light that candle, you're like, man, that was a good time.
Oh, yeah, that was a good time. I think that also like being mindful of your farmers markets or the bazaars or even the other little markets that pop up throughout our valley.
Honey for my honeys?
Honey, yes, absolutely. Or even creating your top 10 favorite things or places to go to, like your
Yeah.
favorite restaurants and everything, and then giving a gift card that they can use in experiencing one of those
I
items.
love that. Those are all good things that are still not difficult to put together and not too expensive to put together, but also shows off your personality and reminds them of you too.
Yeah. How many of us buy birthday cards or thank you cards still today? I mean, they're a little bit more expensive than they used to be. However,
Even at the dollar store.
and then you sit there and you think about, what am I going to write inside this card? Why not write that top 10 list and then place the gift card in there and allow them to kind of go on their own journey of celebrating their birthday or the appreciation that you've extended to them through a thank you.
Yes, I like that. A lot of space on those cards. And sometimes it's like, I don't know what I'm going to say.
Exactly. And a lot of times we don't need much of anything.
Right.
So to receive stuff, we have immense gratitude for it, but we
Right.
don't necessarily need it. So
Right.
what are some creative ways that we can actually extend gifts to other people that doesn't leave them with stuff that they're eventually going to be passing on
Yeah.
later through donation?
Right.
And so you want to make sure that you're buying a gift card that doesn't just serve the gift that you're giving, but it also serves the business that you're supporting.
Yeah.
Because you never know when a gift card could actually lead to a regular customer supporting our
true.
local industry.
Helping out the local stuff, but also keeping it classy.
So Sarah, tell me, what's your favorite appetizer at 2nd Street?
You said that avocado bruschetta, and anything that has avocado and some olive oil and some freshness to it and the crunch, I would have to say that would probably be one of my favorites. What's your favorite?
You had me at crunch.
Right, I know. Anything that's small. I am a big fan of finger food. Like my uncle literally dubbed me the grazer because I didn't have a plate. I would just walk around and grab everything.
I think that's why we all love the charcuterie.
Yes.
Is because it allows us to just graze and not feel guilty.
Right. The
for
calories don't
as
count
much
if you
as
don't
we
have a
eat.
plate.
Absolutely. I agree with that as well. So I would have to say that my favorite appetizer or dish from 2nd Street usually includes when they have fresh ahi. And so they used to have the ahi tacos.
Yes.
And so I
And that
eventually
salad, too.
translated that into a salad,
Uh-huh.
which is not the same as the salad that's on the menu today.
Right.
And so I love 2nd Street because they would always create that salad for me, even though it wasn't on the menu. So I would say like the fresh fish options are always a good one for me.
Always a good one.
they're
You've got to
nachos.
check them out. I'm going to put their link over there too, because a big shout out. If you didn't hear, we were saying you get to go over to kffm.com and you can actually enter to win a party that Jason and myself, I mean, he's the
Yeah.
pro. I'm just like, I'm over here like, you tell me what you
The
need me to
collaborative,
do. Right.
collaborative effort.
We're making swag bags. We are going to have decorations for you so you get the full vibe. And if you are planning or thinking of planning a party, Fusion Events is a great place to start.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're very
I have to
welcome.
add that we'd like to thank Apple Vine
Yeah.
for donating the swag bags to our party because
Very,
they're going to
very
be pretty
exciting.
amazing.
Yeah. So we'll take pictures after the event so that way everybody gets surprised when they open their swag bag. So that way you'll get the full experience and you'll see what a fantastic swag bag should look like.
Or inspired to be.
Or inspired to be. Exactly. There's always a good starting point for that. Party planning is so much fun, especially when you've got a pro to keep you on point.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Jason.